Hey folks, welcome back to another video here where I'm putting together this game, I guess you could call it. Last time I worked on getting the tank, turret, and gun animated, and I started bringing in the game playability system. Today I don't have a ton of time, but I want to get as close as I can to actually getting a projectile firing from the tank. So I'm going to get right into this as quick as I can today. I need to subclass. I think the first thing I need to do here is subclass the game playability class, and we'll just call that Aspen gameplay ability. And then I'm gonna subclass, actually no, not subclass, I'm gonna create a projectile class that's gonna be an actor. And in this actor class, so this is going to be my base class for every projectile that fires in the game. Right now, the only projectile I'll have will be a tank shell. So for the base projectile, I think what I want is, I don't think I want tick. I don't think I'm going to need that, so I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, so let me copy this and paste it in here. We'll change this to projectile. Whoops, that's not good. Projectile, and I need a sphere component. For collision detection. So that's my sphere. I need a static mesh. And I need a projectile movement component. Okay, so I've got all those. I need to initialize them. Make this the root component. Okay. So I've got all of those. On my ground vehicle, I'm going to need a couple things. One is I need a subclass of my projectile class. So So any class that inherits from aspirin projectile can be put in here. And then I'm going to need, if we take a look at the T72, if we take a look at the static mesh, there should be in the skeleton, if we look at the cannon, right there, there's a socket called main_cannon. That's where I'm going to want to spawn the projectile at. So, and it's even, I think it's oriented in the correct direction and everything. So all I need to do is spawn the projectile at this location and it'll fly in the correct direction. So that's main_cannon. I need to create a property to hold that name because I'm not sure it's going to be the same for every model. So we'll call this cannon socket name, or yeah, that'll work. Okay, so now that I have those two, I'm going to go ahead and compile this. And I'll pause while I wait for that to finish. Okay, build was successful. So now if we take a look at the tank, we can see our new properties, and I know this is main_cannon, so I'm going to set that. I don't have the projectile that I'm going to use yet because I don't want to use the base class. Instead, I'm going to come into weapons, and I've already got a shells folder here, and I created a 125mm_heat. So that's high explosive anti-tank. This is the round that we're going to fire, and I'm going to get rid of these because I think they're bad. So I'm going to start over here and do a blueprint, and we're going to inherit this from the projectile class that I created, and we'll call it BP_shell_125mm_heat, and open this up, and we can see we've got the sphere, we've got static mesh, which is empty, projectile movement. First of all, projectile movement component, I'm going to set this initial speed here to 100 and the max speed to 100 for now. This is in reality going to be much higher, but for now I'm just going to make it 100 because I want to be able to see it spawn and come out of the barrel, and I think the 100 speed will be low enough that I'll be able to see that. So I'm going to add a static mesh here, and let's see. I think this one right here, and to make it a little smaller to match the sphere that's there, and to see if this, I'm sure that size is not going to be correct. In order to get it correct, what I'm going to do is drop this tank right here, and then drop the shell, and I'm going to see if I can move this shell right up. Right up. By the barrel, and you can see it's way too big. So still too big. It's still too big. Let's go 0.25. That looks pretty good. So now I need the sphere to be about the same size, because that's our collision detection. So now that's just about right. So now I'm going to go ahead and create a material for it. I guess that could actually go in the shells folder, but I'll move it later. We'll do constant 3 vector here, and I'm just going to make this real simple for now and come back and make it better later. So base color, emissive color, and that'll be good enough for the moment. And now there we go. So now I've got that correct. I can delete it from here. Delete the tank. That's weird. Left the shadow behind. And now in my tank, where I've got that cannon projectile, I can choose the 125mm heat. Now later, I'm going to want to add more projectile types. So I'll probably, I don't know, this may become like a map later or something, but for now a single shell type is fine. I just want to see it actually work. So we have our shell that we're going to fire. We have it set on the tank. So now I need to create a gameplay ability, and this can be done in C++ or in a blueprint, but I think I'm going to do it in a blueprint. So this may take a little longer than it would take someone else. I am not great at blueprints, but I think it makes sense to try to do this in blueprints, so I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, so 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to create a folder under app called abilities, and I think I'm going to make a folder ground for ground vehicle, and we're going to make a blueprint, and this is going to inherit from the gameplay ability class I made. Aspen gameplay ability. I'm going to call this GA underscore ground underscore fire cannon. think that's how I want to do this. So for now, maybe I just print a string here. So that's just going to print a string. Let's go into the T72. And let me just, for now, let me just do, sorry, just had a quick interruption. Okay, I think what I want is, for now, I'm just going to come in and use the space bar. There we go, space bar. Okay, just had another little interruption there. So when the space bar is pressed, try activate ability, I believe. And I guess we want to do by tag. I didn't put a tag on that ability. So let me go back. So, let's see here. Class defaults, ability tags. So we can make a tag whatever we want. Must specify a source file. Okay. Ground vehicle, and we're gonna do underground vehicle. We'll do fire cannon. Alright, so we got ground vehicle, fire cannon. Okay, so now that that's set, I can go back here. So under here, promote to variable, and let's see here. There we go, fire cannon. So theoretically, now that that's all done, I hit uh, right. So I hit the space bar. If I look at my log, I'm not seeing anything. If I stop, look at the event log again, and I'm still didn't see anything. Well, let me just change it so that it actually spawns. Oh, maybe I didn't set my ability system component up correctly here. I didn't do anything. It doesn't really look like there's anything to set up here. I do need, I believe, a startup. So maybe I need to set that in C++. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do after taking a quick look. I think we need a... So I have the ability system up here. I think I need... Okay, and then if I initialize that and begin play, uh-oh. Oh, something weird happened there. Okay, anyway. I created a startup ability. Now in begin play. I guess after... I'll do it before the input is set up. Okay, so I'm pulling this right off of some documentation I found. Sort of. I'm modifying it a little bit. Yeah. It doesn't like that, does it? There we go. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's compile that. Okay, that compiled. So now, if I look at my tank, startup ability, there we go. Put in the fire cannon thing. Now let's see what happens. And I'll hit the space bar. There we go. Fire cannon. Okay. So now we're cooking with gas. So now what I gotta do is spawn the projectile. So if I go back here, spawn actor for gameplay task. See, here's where I need to be able to do something interesting. So for now, I'll just let's see. I'll just hard code this for the moment. And okay. Let me actually look back at my C++ here. So we have cannon socket name, blueprint read write. But this is in private. I need both of these actually in protected. Compile that. Okay, so finished compiling, and I just screwed up my recording, so hopefully this edits together well. Now that that's compiled, I look back here. I need to get the actor. So let's get owning actor from actor info. There we go. We're going to cast this to a ground vehicle, I guess. Yeah. Do Aspen ground vehicle. Let's get rid of this. So I'm going to cast that to a ground vehicle. And let me see now. Oh, you know what? No, this is gonna have to be, I screwed up. So these, I'm gonna make these private again, but then I'm gonna have to create getter methods. So for now, let me just get the Canon socket name. Okay. And I'm not sure what will happen. I guess this will be all right. There we go. Now I'll compile that. Okay, now that's compiled. Let's see what I got back here. So get Canon socket name. There we go. God, I can't remember how to get the location of and rotation of a socket. Oh, you know what? I need to. This is no good. I need another function. Is it F transform that I want? We'll find out in a second. Get Canon socket transform. Okay, then turn. I guess I could have made this inline. There we go. And we just need the name, which is our variable. And yeah, I mean, since this is just one line of code, there we go. That's better. Okay, compile that. Okay, that finished compiling. Let me see if I got this right now. It's not showing up. Get Canon socket transform. It does not want to show up. Why won't you show up? Well, let me see if the other one works. cannon projectile. Boom. So that works just fine. Do I need to mark it? See if that does anything. Okay, that's compiled. Let's see what we have now. Still will not show up. I wonder if it's something to do with the return type. Let me do some digging. So I figured out what I needed to do here, but man, this is why I hate blueprints. This is ugly. And there's no way to make this look not ugly as near as I can tell. But I'm getting the mesh, then from there I'm getting the socket transform using the Canon socket name, and then from there I'm splitting and setting the location and rotation. So this, I think, is what I want, but man, is it very not pretty. And I think I'm going to go ahead and still print the string, just so I can see that it's getting through this code. Okay, now whoa, crash. Oops. Line 97. Okay. Right there. I kind of figured that would not work. Okay. So I guess that's not going to work. Alright, let me compile that, try a few more things. I had a thought, which is to try see, I don't think I can just get mesh here. Oh, maybe I can. Okay. See what that does. Oh yeah, okay. So there we go. Interesting that I must need to turn physics on to get it to collide with the ground there. So let's see. There we go. There we go. Well, that's kind of interesting. Okay. What happens if I run them over? Okay, so obviously I have the projectiles spawning. You know what, let me... Yep, seems to work correctly, no matter how the barrel's rotated or pitched. So perfect. Obviously, there needs to be an explosion when it, spawns, and then when it hits the ground, there needs to be another explosion. Those, I believe, are gameplay cues that I have to use to implement that, but that's what I'll do next time. For now, actually, I guess I could. Well, I'll leave the slow speed for now. I'll turn it up a little bit. Let me turn it up to 500. There we go. And so now I'll be able to. So I guess next time I'll start to add in the gameplay cues, which is going to be the particle systems and the sounds when it fires. So that's what I'll be working on next time, I guess, unless I come up with something better. So until then, take care.